Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. We're just going to wait for other people that might want to join, just for other person that might want to join for 2 minutes. And we're going to start. We're going to record this session just so that you know, for data privacy, we're recording this session so that we are all aware. Thank you for joining this session. We'll start very soon. While we wait for other people, you can just let me know in the chat where you are joining us from, your name and your location. And also, have you started your application? That would be a good information to know. Yes, we're not starting yet. So the background music is just to keep us company before we start the conversation. When I start, I won't be playing any music. So I can see the comment in the chat. Thanks for the comment. So if you can drop your location, your name, and let me know if you've already started your Chevening application while we wait for other people to join. Thank you. Donald, I can see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. Donald from Lagos, you've already started. That's good. That's good. I think this is so good because this will help us discuss on something more practical information. People are already writing the application. I'm looking forward to answer as much as question as I can um, from you guys. Oyin, I can see Damola. Thanks for joining the call from Lagos. I can see Alawoki. I hope I pronounce your name right. From River State, you've already started. That's good. Yvonne from Lagos already started. That's good. Kolawole from Nigeria, Lagos already started. That's good. Yes, Oyindamale also has already started. Nice one, nice one. Good number of people that already started the application. Yeah, Daniel from Ibadan already started. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great, great to have you guys here. And good to know that we have a lot of people that have started the application here. So the conversation will be more practical, be able to answer some of your questions and support you. I think we have October 7th, the application will be closing. So we have less than 10 days to go. 10 days is a lot of days, literally. You can build a whole company in 10 days. So you can make magic happen. Awesome. Yes, we're already at the mark of the hour. A lot of people in the waiting room. I'm admitting them in now. Awesome. Let them wait for them to join. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us. We've been waiting for you. If you are here, please drop in the chat your name, your location, and have you started your application yet? We would like to know before we start. Literally, I've seen 7 or 8 people that have already started their application. That's so encouraging and that's so interesting. So it's going to be a very practical conversation. If you're just joining us, welcome to the session. I would like you to share your name, your location where you're joining us from, and have you started your application or not. Just for the purpose of clarity and to ensure that the meeting proceeds smoothly, let's all mute ourselves. You can mute you when it's time for Q&A or when they're supporting to ask questions. That will really help all of us to enjoy the session. So please, everyone, please mute yourself when you join the call. If you have not yet introduced yourself, you can do that now. We want to meet you, we want to know where you're joining us from, and if you've started. Martins from Benin City. Martins, how you doing from Edo State? You have not yet started. No worries. Again, you can eat a whole elephant in one day, right? We have the 7th of October. Today is 22nd. That's 8 plus 7 days, literally. So 15 days to go. You can still perform magic. Well, good to have you, Martins. Wes, if you've joined us and you've not introduced yourself, you can do so now as we start the session. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. If you can hear me and you're ready to go, just put yes in the chat. I want to be sure that we are all You can all hear me and you are ready to go. Are you guys ready to go? Are you ready for the session? Awesome, awesome. I can see a lot of people. I can see you, Paul, from Ilorin. That's good. You have not yet started your application. No worries, no worries. Yes, you can hear me. I'm loud and clear. You can see me. The network is fine. All right, everyone, let's start. Good evening. I hope your Monday evening is going fine and you have a productive day so far. It's good to meet you all. My name is Fikun Aluko. That's my name. I'm a Chevening Scholar, 2021-2022 set. Uh, I'm a Chevening Scholar and I work within tech space. I work around cybersecurity, product innovation. I run an head tech. Also, I invest heavily in talent development and I support startups that are building businesses. I run startup accelerators. So I do these things in the last 10 years. I've done them in different capacity, but currently I still do them in different space, building my own startups around the tech, also supporting startup that are raising fund, that are trying to move from idea to business. And also I work as cybersecurity also, and I also work around product innovation. So that's my a little bit about myself. I'm also a Nigerian. If you want to connect with me, you can scan the barcode. I think that takes you to my LinkedIn page and we can connect. I share very useful resource, so it's good to connect. Let's be friends, reach out and let's stay connected. Looking forward to connect with you all. I've worked across these brands in different capacity. Um, I'm a Chevening scholar, like I've said. I did my master's in at LSE, London School of Economics, and also I've worked with this brand. I worked with Multiverse briefly when I was in the UK. It's a UK tech, one of the biggest ed tech in the whole of Europe. Multiverse. I've worked with other platforms. I've delivered speeches on some of these conferences, and I've worked with some of these other brands like Philip Consulting, Andela, and Chevening, and by extension, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office and Microsoft. I've done some training as a lead volunteer around I lead volunteers and coach for Microsoft Cloud, I think. So I've done some things around this area, and also I work. I'm very big around personal development. I work with some of these brands that are not really professional brands, but they are social empowerment platforms to support people. Even some of them are religious organizations, they are NGOs. So that just shows you things that I do and the things that also align with my interests, personal development, supporting people to grow. So it's good to have you all here. I think that kind of creates a good context about me. Um, this is what we're going to cover today in this conversation. I'm going to share a brief story about my own personal achievement journey, which I believe is going to resonate. I mean, it's going to pick, you might pick one or two things from that lesson. And then I'm going to spend, as I can see something in the chat. I want to see if I'm not missing anything. All right, Finny follower, good to meet you. Lagos, you've started your application. That's beautiful. Um, so I'm going to start with a brief story. I want to at least give 40% of this time that we have together to questions so that we can dig deep to your practical questions and I can provide insight. A very big caveat, which was on the brief that goes out for this training. I'm not speaking on behalf of Chevening. Anything I'm sharing with you, you have to do your own additional research. And I'm speaking based on my experience, my perception, and the experience of other people that have secured the scholarship. So it's not like a law. I'm not giving a law, or if you just do this, you're going to get it. No, I'm providing support that will improve your odds, your chances of getting the application. It's typically clearly competitive. We all know that. I think this year we have over 100,000 people and probably 1,000 people were selected globally. I think over 80,000 in Nigeria application, probably 30 something was selected. So it's pretty, very competitive application. And also because I'm not a Chevening employee, So I can speak on their behalf. Anything I'm sharing is personal experience, and anything you do, you are taking accountability of the decision you make based on those informations. It's very important to put that out there. However, the things I'm sharing are things that are useful, and I'm speaking as someone that also secured the scholarship. So that is clear. I want us to have that background as we continue this conversation. So there's a strong sense of accountability to everybody on the call, knowing that these are just more perspectives, ideas, and how I see things. And there's high level that ownership. The second thing is that I'm going to speak about the Chevening itself, what and why of Chevening. I'm doing this because I'm not as I don't want to make the assumption that everybody on the call understands what Chevening is all about. So I'm going to give that enough context for everybody joining the call. Either you started your application or you've not started, this session is valuable to you. Then you can take it further. Then I'm going to go through the 5-step framework that I used, that I've shared with other people since 2022 to date, and some of them have secured a scholarship, literally. So I'm going to share that with you. Then we're going to have a question and answer. So that's going to be how we're going to travel this evening. If this makes sense to you, just type yes in the chat. I want to be sure that we are all on the same page. If this roadmap of our conversation in the next 60 minutes makes sense, just type yes so I know. Active, yes, I can feel you, Donut. I can see you, Kolawole. Makes sense, David. Makes sense, Oyindamola. That's good. That's good. Yeah, if you want evening scholarship, here is for leaders. So leaders are very proactive. So also, I'm sensing people on the call. If I asking you to do something, doing or not doing it shows a lot about you as a leader, right? So we have 19 people on this call. So leaders are very proactive. You really leadership is about taking responsibility. You're responding based on your ability. So I want you guys to very much lean in. You're going to spend this time here, so it's good to maximize it. So let's engage, and it's not going to be a very passive call. It's going to be very, very engaging. Okay, story. So my first two attempts at achieving scholarship were not successful. So I applied twice. So I got it third time. I'm saying this to give a context to, some people might be here. This is not your first. I know someone that I read her application. I was, she told me before she started, and then last year, I think she got to the interview stage. She didn't get it, but this year she's in the UK. So it's important to lay that some people are very exceptionally very excellent in what they do, and they were also lucky or favored. You want to spin it? I believe they are favored, right? Good things come from God. I'm a Christian and I align with my faith that God favors people. But you also have to do your work. It's a balance of both work and favor, right? So I believe they're excellent. God can just favor very substandard application and something that's very far from quality out of thousands, and they will just pick you. You do your part, and I think God can bless it with his own favor because it's God. It can do things that you want to do, right? So that they do it once, they just apply once and they secure the scholarship. But some people might apply twice or three times, and that's where I fall. I fall to the category that applied three times. So I applied first two times, I think 2016. Yeah, I didn't get it. And then 2018, I didn't get it. 2019, I'm gonna chill, I'm just gonna rest. Then 2019, yeah, 2019, I just chill out. I didn't really apply. 2020, I just applied again and I got it. And come around July 2021, I got the scholarship. Then I traveled to the UK in September. I remember September 16th. Very interesting, 2021. And I was there till early 2023. So it was beautiful experience, beautiful experience. I'm sharing this to know that you see, if you've applied before you didn't get it, you're not the odd one out. Yeah, it's common because it's a muscle memory. And when I got the scholarship and when I reflected on the applications that failed and the single one that was successful when I got the scholarship award, I could see the distinction. And some of these experiences that I'm going to be sharing today comes from that wealth of knowledge of both failure and success that I've experienced on this journey. So 2021, 2020 was a game changer for me. Well, something that was very unique was that from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, those years, I was working. I was doing some social enterprise work. I was working. I was doing something remarkable in my career. So they build up, the more the years goes by, the more I have more evidences to show in my application. That's very, very important. So by 2022, 2020, 2021, I was way more ready in terms of what I've done, over the time to be able to showcase that I am a leader in this space. And I work in innovation technology spaces at that time. So it's important to put that out. I can see you, Taiwo, from Nigeria, Lagos. Good to see you on the call. So I got the scholarship. This was sometimes in September 2021 at the, I think, British Corner, somewhere in Ikoyi. These are other guys that got the award 4 years ago. We're very, very happy. I think this money with I think the ambassador then in Lagos was very beautiful evening of celebration. Then I attended London School of Economics. I studied digital innovation and information system management. I finished with distinction. Was a beautiful experience, amazing experience. Lived in London. This school was literally in the center of London, so that was really awesome. LSE at that time was one of the second school globally in social management. So it was good to literally attended an Ivy League school, and the quality of people you meet, the mind you interact with, it just changes you literally. It changes the way you see the world, the way you see things. It does something to your mind when you live, work, and interact with people in this kind of very old and very cerebral environment. So that was my experience. And then because I finished with distinction and I did a project around cybersecurity, so I was invited to speak at the conference in June 2023. So I was there at LSE. I delivered a speech around the role of leadership trait in driving something cybersecurity. So my project was related to my project. I did a project around cybersecurity, which was extremely, extremely exceptional experience. So this has been my journey, and I hope that you find value in it. Insights. One is that even though you may have experienced maybe failure, if you keep building, they add up. They add up and they become more of like you start say, okay, these are where I made mistake and I'm gonna make adjustment next time. That's very, very important. And also the sense of resilience, very important. All right. This, if you're joining, just joining, please mute
Okay.
yourself. Let's all mute ourselves. Okay, so that's that about my experience, and I'll be sharing from that today. Now, I know some people already started the application, but some people also they're not quite clear about this idea of achievement. So I'm going to run through this part to give a very high level, very concise, precise about this scholarship to help people that are hearing about this for the first time. Please, if you are just joining, please mute yourself. It's so important to do that. Um, so I'm going to do that quickly to just help you all have a very broad sense of what the scholarship is all about. So I lifted some of this content from the Chevening website and I've added the links. This session is more of not assuming that everybody on the call have the required background. I remember people messaging me that, oh, I'm trying to do this. I want to forward this to my brother. So I'm assuming those people might come to this call with just very little or no knowledge about Chevening. For those that have tried the application, just bear with us. We're going to get to those practical sessions that be more valuable to you. So what's Chevening? Yeah, Chevening is a UK government international scholarship and a fellowship. So when I was traveling to UK in 2021, I met some other guys, one person actually, that I really had very good interaction with. He was already a professor, probably in his 50s, and he secured Chevening, I think MBA fellowship. So he was there from scholarship. So within Chevening, there is scholarship and there's fellowship. So in his own case, he secured a fellowship. Amazing man. I think he is school at UCL. So it was just good to meet. So just to let you know, it's not just scholarship, there's also fellowship. And if you go to Chevening website, you can also see fellowship. Um, so they have those two programs. Please, when you join, please mute yourself so that we can have a kind of just serenity on the call and everybody can enjoy the call. When it's time for Q&A, I'll be able to take questions. Please, everyone, please write down your questions. It's so important to write down your questions so that you don't forget your questions. I'm going to address as many questions as I can. Again, the caveat is that these are personal experience. I'm not speaking on behalf of Chevening, so there's a level of agency and accountability that everybody should have as you receive this information. So take them, process them, then make decision and be accountable to the decision you make. I'm sharing about things that information I've shared with many people over the last 4 years. And like I said, good number of people that have supported have secured a scholarship. Some I have to apply twice, like myself, I applied twice. I didn't get it on the third attempt. I secured a scholarship. So it's very important that you note down your question, especially for those who have started writing the application essays. So Chivney offer to fellowships to talented individuals with ideas, with an influence to lead and change, positive change. I think I saw a post before I joined this course, someone that was posting about maybe 102,000 applied this year. They think they selected 1,000. So it's very, very competitive, right? And what you want to do is to find those exceptional people with great potential. And for them, they want to see results and traction. So they want leaders that are already leading with practical um, proof to show they are leading. And because they see those people as influence and influencers to change their sectors and their industry. So that's what Chevening is looking for. So the Chevening as a body provide the education, the network, because within the Chevening platform, there are also other exceptional people. Like they used to say, A player want to play with A player. A player don't want to play with B player most times, right? And then so they want those leaders that can bounce idea together and do something remarkable. So they want people that also bring value into the network. So they're very precise about, and that kind of give you an idea of how you're positioning yourself. First, are you that kind of person? And how are you going to position yourself so that when you write your essay, that is clear to the assessor that you're that kind of person. So Chevening is funded by UK government, the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, FCDO, and the partners. They reach out to influential people sometimes to, I remember one of my mentors telling me that, oh, they reached out to him and now he's going to fund because I got it and other guy got it. And they say, okay, now I'm not inclined to fund this course, right? So that's how they fund the program. So if you want to learn more about this, you can go to the Chevening and just you type Chevening, click on the About Us page. You'll be able to read more about that. So this is very, very important for everybody on the call. People that have not started the application. I'm assuming if you've started your application, then you've reviewed this information. Also, this information is from their website. I put the link there, but I've synthesized it to what is valuable, right? Just keep it concise, yeah, but there is from the Chevening website. So can you apply for Chevening? Do you meet the requirement? Well, this is the basic requirement you want to go through before you can decide that, oh, I meet the requirement. Now I want to apply. You have to be a citizen of a Commonwealth country. So Commonwealth, Chevening, UK colonized multiple countries. And when the British reign ended, those countries became part of the Commonwealth, right? So if you're part of that country of Commonwealth, some different country around the world, you can see the list of those countries. Obviously, everybody on this call, probably 99% of you're all Nigerians, I presume. So Nigeria is part of the Commonwealth country, so you're eligible, right? You have that clear understanding that you want to return, you will return because it's part of the contract. So you're going to sign a contract when you're done that you're going to return back to your home country. So if you're very comfortable with that, then you're eligible. If you're not, definitely, probably you're not eligible for the scholarship, right? So if you're not willing to go back, it's very, very important that has to be very clear. Now you have 2,800 hours of post-study. Now, before, I think Chevening I think, allow people to apply before. This is a new adjustment in after you graduated from your uni. But now they want people that have worked, not that you're just straight from the uni. In fact, now they're not counting the experience that your experience based on what you've done when you are probably your undergraduate student, right? They want something you've done after you've graduated. So it's so important that you can prove this number of hours, right? That post your graduation, you've done these full 2 years of work, or you can aggregate works that are equivalent to that 2,200 hours. It's very, very important. Yeah. Also, you must hold undergraduate that qualify you for a UK master's. So you have to be able to secure a UK master's admission. And if you can find a way to do it that you are not yet done, you need to show your certificate. So I remember the interview session, they will ask you, let's see your degree certificate. You present your degree certificate so they can see that, oh, actually you are you have certificate. There are some unis, I don't know, that it just takes long time before you can get things like certificate, transcript after you're done with your degree. You have to work very closely with your school admin to ensure that that won't deter you from the opportunity. So you have to present those certificates during the interview. It's very important. And you can apply for 3 universities. That's part of it. And you can get at least one unconditional offer. It's very important. So when you interview, they want you to have some offer, but when they are making the decision, you have to have at least unconditional offer, right? At least one of them out of those schools you've applied to. If you start application now, by this time now, you can start applying to different schools in the UK. By April, May, June, when you're having those, I think the interviews, the admission response will have been out. Either you have conditional, maybe some of them will ask you to do some things to have unconditional. So that's going to be the process. But when you're having that interview, they want to be sure that at least you have an unconditional offer. Yeah, and then again, if you're going to be eligible for this year, definitely by October 2023, you already graduated, right? So you have to ensure that you can meet that number of years requirement. That's the goal. If you can meet that 2,800 hours, you're good to go. And this year also, they've made adjustments, so you have lesser work, and I reflected that in what we discuss later. On essay, there are 4 major essay questions that have changed this year. And also the word count has also changed. So now you have lesser word to make your points. So you have to make your points short and powerful, right? So these are the major requirements that you can use to assess yourself. Are you ready for Chevening? Do you meet these conditions? Does this work for you? Do you have this? If you don't, then you can work towards it. Maybe not this year, but if you are, then good to go. So this is the timeline. Just to check in, I've been talking for a while now. If you can you hear me, guys? And is this making sense to you? Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me and if it's making sense. Awesome, loud and clear. Yes, it's making sense. It's making sense. That's good. That's good. Awesome. Okay, so thank you for the feedback. I mean, I have a lot of leaders in this room. I can see how you guys are responding. And for that, guys that have started the application, exercise patience. So again, if you want more insight, please, if you're just joining, please mute yourself. Just help us have a very sane, quiet, smooth conversation. So this is a timeline. What's going to happen between now and when I'm really very optimistic. Some of you will be traveling to the UK for your program next year. So the application started October 5th, August 5th. So by the next 15 days, the application will close. So it's very important that you work towards that. And there will be a review. So independent committee will be reading your essays. And those that will be interviewed will be shortlisted between mid-February, and the interviews will take place between March and April. So you'll be invited to interview session. So you require to submit your references, but before the interview, you can submit your application if you don't have your references, right? But before, and you have access to your portal. So before your interview date, you should have uploaded your references. So it's so important about that. Then mid-June, you will receive the response. Either you have been shortlisted for the scholarship or otherwise, right? And so again, like I said, so you might be selected. Like we have selected you for Chevening scholarship. However, some of your two of your program you applied for it's still conditional. So you need to meet that unconditional before they can issue the contract, like a formal letter. So they can notify through emails by email, and then you need to do something. So it's so important to have that in the back of your mind. Then September, October, obviously, most school resume. So this is the journey. Again, these links are there if you want to read more. So that's that. Now, this is what breaks the application, either you get it or not. The essays, right? The essays make a lot of different. The essays is what breaks is what's going to determine most times. So I want to talk to the essay, but also I'm going to share something with you that are very useful for those that decide to wait and stay. I'm going to share very useful resource with you that will be very, very useful for this session. Now, there are four major questions. You've assessed those things. You meet all requirements. You have all the hours. You are fine with the shifting conditions, and then you're a leader. You have provable, tangible, factual-based work you've done, right? Now, the next step is to ensure that you can articulate those things clearly and in a compelling way. So these are the questions. You have to be able to provide a compelling essay around this area. So the first one, do you have a strong example of your leadership and influencing skill? Can you provide a very clear examples where you've led, you've influenced people? Can you showcase practical, factual base where you've solved challenging problem, you've proven an outcome of a situation? Can you show the impact of your project and initiatives? If you're into social, if you even at your work, you spin off a new division of business, and now the business is doing X amount of millions or it's changing life. Can you show that? Because if you can't show that, it's very hard for you to tackle one of the essays, right? These are the things you need to think about. And I'm going to share a framework that will guide you how you can go through this in the second phase of this conversation. Second question is around networking. But although they are changing the question, the spirits remain the same. The whole idea, the meta idea remain the same. So do you have good examples of building professional networks and to achieve positive outcome? So networking is a means to an end. You're not just networking for networking sake. You are networking so that you can either help that person or that person help you to achieve a bigger objective. So it's not about both of you. It's about the goals that both of you want to achieve. Do you have those examples of how you met someone, and by meeting that person, you were able to help that person to do something bigger and impactful and transformational, or other person you were able to onboard that person onto your own mission, your own goal, and they helped you to do something remarkably different? Do you have those examples? So it's very important. How have you collaborated? How have you led? How has that produced a tangible outcome? Can you show how you bring people together and how you drive change? Can you show how you build partnership and networking, and how you leverage those partner and network to do networking connections to build something remarkable? These are the things you want to think about. These are very, very important because reflecting on this helps you answer that essay in a very unique way. So the other two is that, what's your plan? How does your career plan address both local and global challenges in alignment with UK priority area? So this year also there has been a change. So there's a UK priority area now. There are areas of interest. The area they're very ambitious around climate change, diversity. They are all listed on the website. Again, this link is very important. These are areas of the website you want to read, you want to understand, because they will shape the way you posture and your understanding how you present your ideas to the assessors. So how are you positioning your plan to make that case? Are you presenting a clear, realistic, measurable post-study plan? You know, and how does your goal connect to that local and global? You're acting locally, but you're making global impact. You want to clarify that. And the course, the courses you've chosen in, you're going to choose a course in like five or three universities, or you can do same course, three different courses in one. You can do it the way you want, right? How do they really address the problems you're trying to solve? So that's another thing the question you want to answer, right? You know, how will your chosen course support the ambition to drive change? So we don't just want you to want to go to school. We want to see how um, what you are doing is going to change the outcome. How it's going to change the outcome. So it's very, very important to show that, oh, this is how this specific module that I'll be taking in school is linked to a specific problem I want to solve. So they want to see that you've done a lot of research and you have some level of clarity and details to what you are planning to do. And are you willing also to collaborate locally and globally to solve practical issues? So these four questions is very important. This first question is very, very important. Tackling this first question is very important. And thinking this way, again, I'm going to share something more robust to help you. They are the things they're going to use to assess essays. And essays are the core of the application. You're going to do the normal application, you're going to fill all the hours, your biodata. Those ones are easy. You can do that in 1 hour. These essays are the one that you're going to spend way more time preparing for, refining them so that they are excellent. So this is the big question. Is Chevening right for you? So you have to be able to answer that question. Do you meet all the requirements? Do I have the requirements? Is Chevening right for me, and do I have the requirement? You have to answer the question because it's like it's an investment of time, energy, and effort. People have the way they work, but for me, 2021, literally from October 2020 to June 2021, good number of my weeks has to do with chasing. Either I'm applying for school, reviewing essay, chasing school for transcripts, chasing someone that want to recommend me for a recommendation letter, asking for reference letter. So if you are doing 9 to 5, it's going to take a good uh, portion of your time and your energy and your mental space. So you have to first of all make the assessment. Is this thing right for me? And this is very easy because Chevening is one of the most prestigious scholarship globally, no doubt. Having a Chevening scholarship, you are like in an elite class. It's true because that's how it's built for. The people in the scholarship is built for. It opens doors for you. It creates platform for you, but you have to leverage those platforms to do something transformative yourself. I can bring you to the room, but I can't force you to use the room, right? That's how it works. Notwithstanding, it's not the only scholarship, right? So you also have to assess, is this right for me? Because also Chief is looking for that level of authenticity. The people that their values, there's alignment in match and interest. So that is the question you want to ask, even though you've started your application, because for now till like June next year, you're going to stay in the process, stay in the process in, preparing for it, getting admission, try to write IELTS. There are a lot of requirements to it. So there's no point investing in it if it's not right for you. There are other ways to channel your energy. So ask that honest question. Awesome. So I'm going to stop here. Before I start the framework, this is the framework. This is the core of our conversation today. And then after that, we're going to move to Q&A. I want to just take a breather and just pause and ask, do you have any question before we continue? And does this make sense so far? Is this making sense? Is this making sense? We'll spend like 30 minutes. Is it making sense? Are you gaining anything tangible from this session? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Just Mojola Oloa. It makes sense. Do you have questions, guys? Absolutely oversend. Thank you. Thank you. Makes sense. Makes sense. I don't want to overload you. Again, I don't want you guys to forget your questions. So I'm pausing, just to take the pause. Do you have questions? Okay. Yeah. You wait to the end. Thank you, Donald. That's a very smart thing. But please write it down, Donald. Don't let us forget our questions. Makes sense. Should I go ahead, guys? Do you know what's Yes. Again, so I'm going to answer Kemi's question. When you come to school, you're looking for you are yeah you are yeah. That's why I said first, is Steven right for you? The decision you have to make. Why? Because it's going to take your time and energy. Um, I think when it comes to school, some people can hire maybe career consultant. There are people that do that as a business. If you don't have the time, you can do that. But if you want to do it on your own, you have to more of it's like looking for something, just like it's like a research. It's like a research project. And a research project, you're going to state out your hypothesis. What are your career goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What kind of courses are you interested in? Obviously, are you interested in Ivy League schools that have big names? They have credibilities. Like me, I went to LSE. I chose LSE, Warwick Business School, which are very top 20 university, and also Leeds. And I got admission in three of them. I just decided to go to LSE, the same course in three universities because the brand was important for me. So I'm addressing Kemi's question. I'll come back to you, Mojololoa. So we want to have that conversation. What's my career goal? What kind of degree will take me there? And what kind of school do I want to go to? Because then you start to look, okay, what are the schools that have these courses? So it's like a research question. It's like questions. You have list of questions you want to answer. You get my point. So then you have those questions. You're asking yourself also, do I have the required knowledge and understanding and experience to meet? Because school also going to have their criteria. Do I meet this criteria? So you are looking for school that first it suits you. First, the course the career goal you let's say I want to become a nurse and I want to do something dentistry something. I have to look for school that offer dentistry in UK. So their website that can show you all the school, just type it. In fact, if you want to use perplexity.ai, this part you can use AI for. Perplexity.ai, perplexity, just like perplex and perplexity.ai is a research tool. You can put it there, list for me all the schools that offer surgery and medicine in London, in UK. You can list to you. Also, you can say that, do you want school in specific city? I want school in London. So you can say school in London. So it's like a dance. It's not like a one straight research is, if you've done research before, you go forward, you go backward, you go forward, you go backward. That's how you're going to find the school. So, but if you know what you're looking for, you make it easier. That's why you have to answer that question. What's my career goal? What kind of courses align to that? Okay, what schools are offering these courses in the UK? You need to be able to do that. Then, do I meet those requirements? Then you can now start shortlisting. I like this. Okay, what are the cities that these schools are located? Because you'll be living in that place for 1 year. You don't want to go to a city you don't like. Maybe it's the back of nowhere. Some people want to stay in the London. It's expensive, but they like the city life and it's very cosmopolitan. You meet different tribes. It's not just going to be British people you'll be interacting with. You meet a lot of people. They like it, although it's expensive. People, I want to save money. I don't care. I'm happy to go. They can go to Sunderland. They can go to Middlesbrough. They can go to Wolverhampton. Those very small city, and you are warm. You're cool. You're enjoying yourself. So you have to say, does this for me? I chose LSE because it was in London. It's part of the influence. Apart from it's the top out of it's the toppest out of the number one out of the three school, but also in London. And London, there's a lot of tech events happening there, a lot of VC firms. So it was very important for me to pick that city because of the kind of nature. So those are the questions. That's how I went about it. And it was a lot of work. It was back and forth. I spent almost 1 month just deciding my school. So don't worry if you feel like it's a lot of work. It's actually a lot of work because it's research work. You're finding that school that you like. At the same time, you're finding that school that meets your goals. They offer the course that sometimes you don't even know the courses that they are available. So you must start from there. Okay, I want to do something around medicine, but I don't know the course. But I know that let me start looking at the medicine departments of some of the top schools. So if you want to focus on top schools, that's another approach. I'm going to list out the top 20 schools in the UK. And then I don't know the course I want to, but I know the schools because it's easy to know the top school. Okay, let me go to the department that offers something related to biology. Maybe I want to learn biology and start seeing the courses they offer to see if anyone will resonate with you. That's another approach if you don't know. But if you know what you're looking for, it's way more easier. Yeah, you can now start saying, do I like this city? Then do I meet the requirement? Then you can start the application. So that's how you think about it. So again, there are some people that do this as a service, but like I said, you have to say it's cheapening for me because it's going to take your time. It's going to take a lot of your time. And if you have the time, you can do it yourself. So the big also is knowing yes, I've just explained this out. It's like a dance. So don't feel overwhelmed And if you feel overwhelmed, that overwhelming is feel overwhelming for you, you're not strange. I've been there too before, and I can tell you other people. It's a lot of work, researching school. So that's why we create business around it because people cannot just go through on their own. Yeah. So okay. So does full-time volunteering? Yes, as long as you can account for it based on the website, I think it can. Yeah, it makes sense. What do you think about doing? Yes, I think there's a cap around pay, so it's good to validate that, Kemi, around their pay. But I think it's fine. If you see any school that you meet their requirement, you can go for it. And if it's something you can, yeah, Damilola, go ahead with your questions. Yeah, I don't want you guys to forget your questions. Yeah. So yeah, Kemi, if you want to do that, that would be good. I think top 20 school, and then you can say check the department that relates to you. If you're doing something around, if I'm maybe one doing something around IT, I will check their technology department and see the courses they offer, see the one that resonate with me, then see do I like the city, do I like the company. Also, you have to check the modules. The company, some courses like in my school now, you have to you work when I was in London, we work with Visa, the payment company, very big company. It was very interesting. Work with Visa, so people go into other company, they're very nice. So they have practical where you work with organizations. So you check the course content to say that do you like the course content, not just the name. Do you like the city? Do you like other things that happen on the campus? So it's like a puzzle. It's like yeah. So yeah, so that's how you think. It's trying to rent a house. That's how you think about it. You're looking at a lot of things. That's how it's gonna be. So, yeah. Yes, you can type your question. I think you can unmute yourself here also. But I think typing your question, anyone that works for you, Damilola, go ahead, please. Yeah. No, Jay, as long as the courses you pick aligns with their area of interest. And the area of interest is on their website. So it's part of the link I just showed Jay. So they're not expecting approving these courses. There are some schools that are achieving partners. That's another thing. Look, it's better to pick schools that are achieving partners because those schools give achieving discount already. They're already achieving partners. And you'll see that also on the application page, if I can remember. So as long as your course align to their goal, Jay, and they publish that on their website, right? You can see the goals, that's fine. And if the school is achieving partner, it's even more good because then achieving get discount from sponsoring you in that school. That means Lola, are you still asking question? Just ensuring
Yes,
I
I'm
answer.
still here.
Yeah,
Thank you very
yeah, go
much.
ahead.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
go ahead. Yes, I'm
Okay,
listening.
thank you so much, Mr. Fikun. I really appreciate this opportunity.
No worries, you're welcome.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
I don't
so
know.
my my question, sorry about that interruption.
No
Uh,
worries.
I'd just like to mention here,
Yes.
I'd like to just corroborate your statement. I applied for Chevening 2 years back.
Yes.
So I unfortunately I didn't proceed to the next stage, which is interview stage, because I learned that the response was I wasn't qualified. Although
Mm,
I met all the criteria, the only thing I probably thought could be a challenge was I have an HND. However,
mm.
I applied to about 9 schools.
Yes.
I only got one that gave me an admission. That was Cranfield, UK.
Mm.
That's a new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because of I guess probably my experience spoke for me because I have over 5 years of work in an NGO in the NGO sector, doing
Mm.
social work. Yeah. So truthfully, it's actually a research. I was just telling my wife now that I have never devoted anything like devoted that much time to anything in my life like I did for that my achieving application. But
Mm.
it's really just like you said, it really built something in me and it
Yeah.
showed me how far I could actually go for the things I really care about. So I am going to put up another application this year, and I believe it's going to be much stronger because
Yes.
at first was very disappointed. Okay, let me not say disappointed, discouraged because of my HND,
Mm.
highest qualification and the likes of them. But I still applied. And what boosted my morale was because I found out somebody who also got Chevening with an HND. So it sort of
Yes.
encouraged me. And truthfully, something to try out if there's somebody on this call who has an HND. But aside
Yeah.
that, like you mentioned, the work experience and the likes of them. So my question is, how
Yes.
available are you for guidance and support with those of us that would love to apply again this year, or those of us who are already putting up an application? Because I have
Mm.
everything. I have my transcripts. I mean, I have my certificates. I have my work experience, my CV, and the rest of them. So what really
Okay.
disqualified me then, I really could not make sense out of it. So maybe if that could be a starting point to find out what disqualified me, and then because Cranfield gave me admission, I deferred the
Yeah.
admission again. Like I'm supposed to resume by October this year, but no funding at the moment because I can only defer admission once. And that means if I'm not taking it this time around, then I have to reapply again, which could be another,
Okay.
yeah.
Makes sense. Thanks for your question. I will respond to that. And kudos to you for being resilient. Like I said, I was there. I applied 2 times, 2016, I think 2018, and I got it 2021. So you could see the years. And but as that was going, I was doing other things. And 2019, I was just so tired of it. I'm not applying this year. So you can rest too if you're tired. I think I was tired 2019. I rested that. Come on. And then 2020, I just feel a bit more convinced. I feel convinced to go again. And this time around, and I also, like I said, something I'll be showing you are the things I did it differently. So, like people say, if something is not working, sometimes you're doing all you can, but all you can is not all there is. It's very humbling truth that you've done all the things you know and you think you've really exhausted yourself. That does not mean that's the whole there, or that does not mean it's the right thing to do. So it's very humbling true, but it's true. And I've been there. I could see the difference, the application that worked and the one that didn't work. Literally, although I thought I was tired, I've given it my best. I just need to chill out. Yeah, those things were true, but eventually I discovered that no, I have not been doing it the right way. And I have to give more effort. So everything you've done last year, if you want, you're gonna do times two this time around. You think, oh, human beings were so powerful that we think we're at that breaking point, we're just starting. There's so much power in us. If we are convinced and if we have the resilience and the grace required, also it take grace also, to do these things, right? So, to answer your question, yes, I've reviewed, I think, one essay. I've had few calls with people, sent voice notes. I've been doing that all the year, every year. I think I did a session. The last time I did a webinar was 2022, 2023, 2024. I was talking to people one-on-one, and it's getting overwhelming. That's why I'm hosting this call. So I won't be reviewing personal essay any longer this year. So that's the purpose of this call. The purpose of this call is to give the brain the idea, the old thinking cap, and give it to you. And I'm recording the session so that if anybody needs it, I can just share the link. So it's a way to optimize the whole effort. So because I've been doing that this year, I did that 2 years ago. But I discovered that 3 years ago, 2022, that I hosted a call was more effective, answer questions. So I'm going to do it this year. That's why I'm doing this. So I won't be able to commit to you that I'm going to review your essay, but I can promise you that what I will be looking forward to, how I will think about your essay, what I will watch, I'll be looking for, what I think make it work for people that have helped, and I'll put it down in this slide, and I'm going to share another resource that you can use. I call it self-assessment. You can self-assess your essay objectively because you are going through checklists. Again, everything I'm sharing with you, I'm not speaking on behalf of Chevening. I'm speaking based on my experience. So take it with accountability. Own your decision around it. It's so important. So that's how far I'll be able to go for scale. Because if you want to start helping people, you also have other things you're doing, right? And I've been doing that for the past 2 years, and I did that a bit this year also. I just feel this way we can help more people, and I put that in the video. So I will share this the resource with you. You're on this call, and I believe that it will do like 70% of job I would do if I read your essay. I believe that it might not do it 100% because obviously nothing's perfect. But if you use that approach, it will be like if I'm reviewing your essay because that's what I look. Those are the things I look forward to when I look at people's essay, and that's how I've helped other people that have gotten it. Not everybody have gotten a scholarship because it's competitive. So also don't take rejection personal. It's competitive. There are people that are very good that didn't get selected because there's no element of grace. When it's this competitive, there's no favor, mercy, luck, name it anyhow. But I believe in God, and God give people favor. And obviously, His favor rests upon your work, so you have to do the hard work. It's not an excuse to be lazy. So that's my perspective. So if you've been putting your best effort in and you're not getting it, it's not, don't take it personal. You're an exceptional leader. The opportunity is so tiny, and that they didn't select you does not mean you're not one of the best. Yeah, so it's so important. Let me check other question before we continue. This is the heart of the conversation. What we're trying to do next, the feedback. I mean, the framework. That's the key. That's what's going to change the game. Hello, is there a possibility of getting the system through? So, like I said, Chidera Mba, Chevening has conditions. The condition that you come back to Nigeria, to your home country, if it's Nigeria or Ghana, when you are done. So if that condition does not sit well with you, definitely maybe not the best. So it's good to read the contract very well. So if that's why again the question is Chevening right for you, because some people their goal is to travel out, leave the country, but Chevening the goal is to empower leaders, and they want to inject those leaders back into the system in Nigeria to make changes in different sector. The owner of Channel is a Chevening scholar. Abatigwe, that died last year of his blessed memories, was a Chevening scholar. So there are a lot of Chevening scholars around the world changing in Nigeria also. Chevening has been around more than 30 years, I think, or 20 years, more than 20, 30 years, way more. So there's a goal to people like that build Channels TV, that build Access Bank. They want to empower people, then return them back to the system to transform the system. Their goal is not to support your Jagba ambition. I mean, if you find creative way to maybe you build a system, you build a business that scale from Nigeria and you have branches everywhere, that's fine. But their goal, the primary goal, obviously, if you go to UK, if you travel to the UK and you school there and you came back to Nigeria, you're building a business, definitely you can get investor in the UK now, you have network. So there's opportunity, there's a lot of creative way to use that to, if your goal is to expand, like I said, you can find those creative way. But primarily, the goal is to train it up and then you come back minimum of 2 years, and that's what's on their website. So it's very important to read those requirement and know that you're comfortable with it, right? By the way, I've been checking out your works on your website. Awesome. Good to know, Damilola. Thank you so much for that. Awesome, guys. I've answered all the questions, so let's continue. Are you guys ready? If you're ready, just put in the chat. This is the meat of the conversation. Just put ready, 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 ready. So I know you're ready. Ready, yes, yes. I see a lot already. Well done, guys. I have a lot of leaders on this call. You can feel their energy, leaders. I can only see four readies. Where are the other guys? Guys, are you with me? Are you ready? Kola always ready with a smile. That's beautiful. Donald is ready. Uboho Udo is ready. Guys, you're ready. This is not the time to be cooking beans, right? This is 60,000 pounds scholarship you're talking about. 50,000 pounds. I think Chevening spent like 6,000 pounds on me. That's a lot of money. That's 120 million Saturday or 125 million. That's a lot of money. So guys, you don't know what to be cooking beans. I'll be scrolling Instagram on this call. You're talking about 50,000 pounds opportunity. That's almost 110 million. That's a lot of money. Chevening want to born ready. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you'll be so shocked that most things we do in life are very impactful based on how we think. So this is not a inspirational session or acquire to perspire or maguire, but it's true. If you start the mindset that, because if you look at the numbers, it can be very overwhelming. So the first step is that you need to have the right mindset when you go into this thing. No matter like, I'm impressed by Damilola. I know someone that also probably had HND, right? And they've applied for this scholarship. Please, when you join, please mute yourself. So important. So you have to know that no matter the circumstances you are currently does not define you. That mindset is so important. Yes, it will influence the way you show up. It just influence the way you show up. There's no way around it. It will influence what is inside comes out, right? So it's very important you start with the right mindset, a healthy self-esteem. Yeah, there's a lot of thousands of people applying for this, but I'm going to get this scholarship because I deserve it. I have what it takes. You have to have faith, not just in God. I'm a Christian. I have faith in God Almighty, in Jesus Christ. If you have other faith, I respect your faith. Have faith in God. Have faith in yourself and have the courage. Have the courage to dare, because if you look at the process, you can just get overwhelmed and said, "Oh man, this is so much." It could be very overwhelming. I have to have grit. You see, like I said, I did I did it twice. I didn't get it. And you have to put in the work. Like for 1 week, 1 month, like I said, I was just reading different school, looking for school. So the way Kemi was feeling, that's how I was feeling. That it's just a lot of or to decide the schools I'm going to go to. And I'm going to tell you where this having this mindset comes in. A practical example. So I was then, 2020, I was writing my essay and I picked average level school. I can't even remember the name of the school. They are just tier two school, not tier one school. And one of my friends that got a scholarship 2 years before, 2019, he was part of the 2019 set. And he read my essay and he said that, whoa, I'm speaking Yoruba, right? He said, look, he said, look, sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. Whoa means look. Yeah, look. He said, look, see, if you're going to go to the UK with Chevening scholarship, then there's no point going to tier two university. And that just reset my memory. It just reset my brain. That's when I now changed my three school to LSE, Leeds, and Warwick Business School. Because before I was thinking that, see, I don't want to have this scholarship and school because I am picking some highfalutin school, some high level school. I won't get the scholarship. Let me just pick a school that I'm very sure I'm going to get an admission. But the guy said, no, if you're going to go for Chevening scholarship, just go for the best. You see, I studied digital. I studied masters in information system management and digital innovation at LSE. So that's my course. So, Kemi. So that conversation with that guy changed my mindset, how I think about things. So the way you think is very important because that time I was thinking from a defensive point of view that I don't want to have the scholarship, then I won't have to say no. If you're going to go for the scholarship, then go for the best school possible. So I went for the top three school that is Ivy League, top 20. LSE was second in globally. The course I'm doing, social second, rank second globally. So just go full yard. Well, that's mindset. That conversation, very important. So, guys, if you're just joining, please mute yourself. So important, so that we can have serenity on the call. So, as I was saying, this is the foundation. The way you think about it, grit. It's going to be a lot of work. So prepare. If you think a meeting is going to take 1 hour and it's running 5 hours, you're going to get impatient. Anybody that's telling you that be understanding, please be patient, you think that person is unreasonable. Because literally, the meeting should be 1 hour. Now it's 5 hours. You've done times 4. Everybody should understand your frustration. That's how life is. If you plan for 5 hours, then at 1 hour, you're just chilling. You don't care. But if you think it's going to be 1 hour, it's going to be 1 week effort. Now it's now 5 weeks. The disappointment is engineered by unmet expectation. So, but you prepare your mind that this thing is gonna be a long tour. Literally, after work, I'm going to be spending time, effort, and time and energy on this. Then, yes, Kemi, if you put in the work, it's going to be a lot of work, but you can get it done. Yes, 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 yes. You can propose the school that you want to apply to. That does not mean you must have applied to the school. You can do the application for the school later. But you must, and you can change your school at the interview stage. You can say that I picked this 3 school, but now I've been the interview. That will be the interview will be like next year, March, April. So I've changed your mind, I've changed another school because maybe you didn't get admission, you applied for another school, or you change your mind later. But you must propose something in your essay that I'm going to go to these 3 schools, and these are the reason why. Although you've not applied for those schools, you don't have to apply. You just, in fact, you need your letter, unconditional offer, even at April. So if you don't need to apply, just know the school and know why you want to go there. School can come back. You can do school application November, December, January. Some of school don't close it, often February. Yeah. But it's going to take a lot of work. Yeah. Because the time is short, but it's possible. Okay. So mindset, grit, trust God, pray, stay positive. It's going to be a lot of work, but you can get it done. Makes sense. That's the first step. Second step. This second step is where we are partly. Some people, this second step, you'll be dancing around it. You'll be coming to second step and going to third and come back. It's going to be dancing throughout the your application. You have to soak in knowledge. This Chevening stuff is a knowledge game. And I've discovered where you can find all the tools you need on this slide. First, you need to devour like a carnivorous animal. Sorry for being graphic. You devour everything on that page, on the application page. You need to read that page. See, I read that page more than 20 times, more than 20 times. I read that page. I read all the guidance. There's guidance on the page. They give you resources. So you just pour yourself over that page because you want to understand what are they looking for. You need to, it's like the understanding just grow on you. It's like a muscle memory. It grows on you as you read more. You just, okay, this is what they are looking for. It starts making sense to you. How can I posture myself to align with this kind of, because they present the image of who they are looking for, the people they are looking for, and you want to align to that picture. Obviously, you want to be that person, and you are that person. Because sometimes you might be something that you can't present yourself in that light. So you want to be able to present yourself in that regard, in that perspective. But to know to know how your own story align with what you've been looking for is based on you understanding what they are looking for. And that's why this point is important. So you want to read, that's the first step. People don't do this. There's nobody, you can't shortcut this level because if you don't understand what they are looking for, it's hard for you to articulate your essay. You might be saying great things, but you're not hitting the right node because you don't even know those nodes. And it's hard to synthesize it to one pager for you. It just grows on you. As you read more about it, it grows on you. So the first thing you want to do is to read that page multiple times. You want to join a community group. There's Chevening community group everywhere. I don't know them now, but then I was very vast. But I can tell you if you go to Facebook and search Chevening application Nigeria, Chevening support group Nigeria, if you go to Telegram, those groups will pop up and you join. On those groups, when you're inside those groups, you get multiple things. You get access to support and resources. You are not just the one alone. Every day you see people busting messages. So the Chevening is in your forefront because you see resources, people are sharing essays, sharing link to session. Some of you joined this session because you were in the group. That group is one single portal to access all the support you need. If you have trusted people, you can even share your essay. You know that this person is doing engineering. Me, I'm doing agric. There's no way this person can copy my essay. We can become accountability partner and work together, right? You know, this guy is always active on this page. Let me work with this guy. You find a lot of support. And on some of those, there are some mentors there that can even answer your question. You will see link to document. You will see link to events. So you can't do it alone, literally. It's not going to work if you just be in your corner of your room doing your achievement. So go on Facebook, go on LinkedIn, go on Telegram, and search Chevening application group and join the ones that are current and be engaging. Also create value. So be active. That's very important. This is one of the most important that people don't do. They just stay in their corner and they're applying for Chevening. That in itself even defeat the idea of being a leader. A leader, you shape community, you participate, you collaborate, you partner with other people. That's the value they are looking for. In fact, some people talk about their experience during their Chevening application experience, how they are leveraging network even when they were applying. And they use that as some of the examples. So it's so important. You are here today, you are attending webinar, you are gaining insight from my own story, and you are taking accountability of how you're going to use them and taking ownership of that. Connect with at least 50 Cheveners. I'm looking for someone to edit, to kind of review my essay. The way you are chasing me, that's why they are chasing other people. So to have better chance, chase multiple people. It's a game, it's like a sales. So you can't have 2 or 3 achievements and just relax and say that someone is going to read your essay. No, because it's the application season. Imagine Nigeria, I think probably over 1,000 people apply. They will be chasing all the achievements now. Some things, at least the last 10 years chief now, or the last 5 years, they are no longer active. They are dealing with other bigger things. So imagine the last 5 years, let's say there are 50, 250 people. So 9,000 people is trying to get 250 people to review their essay. It won't work. Because you can actually say probably 250 or 300 achievements in Nigeria will be the one reviewing. Other people are now 7 years ago. They are even there. The knowledge is, even me, I think some of my knowledge, because a lot of things change this year, I have to read also about this to come to this so that I'm not presenting old information. And everything I'm sharing is just my perspective, my idea. So that's also, you have to take, it's a two-way street. You need to take accountability of what you are hearing and how you're going to use them, and read the application page yourself. Read it yourself. Take ownership. And I'm not speaking on behalf of Chevening. So that's why I'm stressing that. But the point I'm making is that if you connect with 50 recent Cheveners that work within your sector, you have a high chance of getting one of them to review your essay or just to give you a guidance. So that's a very critical stage that people don't do. They just want just few people. No, it's a game of number. That's why it's a lot of work. It's an extra mile. 50 people. They're on LinkedIn. They're on social media. And they're on, the people are here because they messaged me. I could not one-on-one do. I share this link with them. If they haven't reached out to me, I won't do that. So go that extra mile, find those people, especially people within your sector, because now they understand what is going on within that sector. So if someone is giving me essay around healthcare, I may not be able to provide great insight because I'm in tech. So it's so important to do that. Also, watch recent YouTube videos that are made by Nigerians. You don't need to watch because the first level shortlisting happening locally, based on my understanding, and they will read it locally. So, and yeah, I'm in Nigeria. Even if they don't, even if yeah, I'm not quite sure if that shortlisting happened locally, but I'm sure that you'll be interviewed by Nigerian people in Nigerian embassies. They're not importing people. Some people might join online. The fact is that if you're a Nigerian and a Nigerian has secured the award, it is more prudent to listen to a Nigerian because you're a Nigerian. There's no point listening to, in my own opinion, again, it's their opinion, listening to someone in China telling you how to write your essay. The contexts are different because the application is going to be based on the region. So it's easy. It may be easier for someone that is in Ghana. Let's say 2,000 people apply, and they're going to pick 20. They're going to pick 50 people in Ghana, and 9,000 people apply in Nigeria. So even though it's 50-50, for example, the competition in Nigeria is intense because we have more volume. So if you want to win, you want to learn from people that are winning within that context. Context is powerful. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm not saying other video from other regions is not useful. Also, because Chevening is changing their regulation, there's no point watching a video that is 2 years old. A lot has changed. So that way also you are efficient. You are consuming useful, practical, valuable content. Yeah. So that video have 2 million, it doesn't matter. If it's 10 years or 5 years ago, 3 years ago, I will advise you not to. It's an opinion of mine because you want to feed on what is relevant and based on your context. This step will shape how you go to step 3, which is about how you write your essay. So now when you want to start moving to writing your essay. Now I'm going to check in, does this make sense? Because you're just listening to me. I want to know if are you with me? Does this make sense? If you've done everything on this list, type yes. If you have not done everything, type no. I want to know people that have done everything on this sheet. I'm looking at the message. If you completed everything here, no, King David, you have to complete the other ones. Even though you're right, no, you see, no, no, you see, guys, no. I thought I would see yes. Nobody have done all this. Can you see the bar now? The bar is high. So note the things you've not done. Try to do them. Try to do them. Again, you don't have to do everything, but try. It's a make effort. So guys, that's the way to go. This will give you an in-depth understanding. Yes, I said it earlier. You have to does this Damola, like I said, is Chevening right for me? Because you're going to make investment. It's like you want to go and take 10 million and put in a business. Is this business right? Because it's going to take time and energy and an emotional investment. Yeah, research. When you are able, I know someone. She was my classmate and a friend. And she's still my friend in UK when we went to UK. She applied for Chevening. She didn't get shortlisted. I didn't think so. But she used a Chevening essay to apply for a scholarship offered by LSE. And she got that scholarship because she has done so much. See, Chevening does something to you. In fact, it forces you to think about your next 10 years of your life, the next 15 years of your life. It forces you to clarify your goal. It forces you to think clearly, where do you want to go to? So the experience of going through Chevening process, even if you are not being, if you are not shortlisted, is so incredibly valuable because it forces you to build that intellectual rigor. You're going to read a lot, you're going to write a lot, you're not going to become a better person, you're going to write better, you're going to think better when you're done. And you can leverage, like some people, if you're applying, please also, if this is what you want to do, you have no money anywhere, then it's also good to consider other application like she did. She used her Chevening essay, retailor it to another application with little effort, and she got that one because it was offered by school. So university also offer full scholarship. There might be just 2 or 3 in your department. If you can make a compelling case, they can give it to you. So that's what she did. And our own ask, they even have more, although it's not popular or more prestigious, but they pay more. Their stipend is more. There's no condition. If you want to stay, if you want to come. It's a bit more do you kind of scholarship. So some scholarship are in departments by some of the alumni of people that are rich now and they can support the department or the course. They always feel 1 or 2 full-time scholarships. So Chevening is very powerful. So I know there's a lot of research, but a lot of work. Yeah, you got to do the work. There's no way. Yeah. Okay, guys, can we continue? If we can continue, type yes in the chat. Can we continue? If we can, yes. I want to know, are you with me? Can we continue? Okay, I can see some yeses now. We can continue. All right. The next step is now brain dumping. People don't do this, and if you don't do this, your writing your essay will be very, very hard. I think this is a framework that I've used and I've shared with others, and some people that have, based on their own opinion, they took it seriously. It helps some of them to secure the application. Brain dumping. When you are writing your essay, you will need examples and scenarios of how you've probably demonstrated leadership, networking. You don't want to be racking your brain. This step will accelerate how you write because now you're plugging in, you know the story, you know what you want to say, you have the example, you put it here. You're not racking your brain. I did this under 3 days. 3 days, I was just thinking, just writing, just 3 days or one day or 2 days. You just write one weekend, just write everything. What you no achievement is too small. In fact, it helps you audit your life. Since I finished from university, what are all the awards I have received or achievements I have obtained? Just writing them. What are the work-based related roles and what are my accomplishments in those roles, since I after graduation? Because now they are counting, they are very, very, very pertinent about what happened after you have graduated, right? So you want to use example after your graduation. Also review their page to see if that makes sense, right? And it doesn't matter in professional, in religious, religion space, social, extracurricular. You just want to think what are the long and short term, impact you want to make. Where do you want to go? What are you? Write those things down. All the significant changes in your life, good or bad, because you can use something that seems very awful, bad, and to show how you how you were able to overcome that, leveraging your leadership or your networking skill. No story is wasted. No story, you know. So if you do this brain dumping exercise, it accelerates how you now write. Again, this is why it's called a framework. You do it step by step, right? That doesn't mean you have to do it. You can jump, you can come back, you can go in circles, you can visit more. I imagine this step 3 will always be ongoing. You will always be soaking up knowledge as you are going. But it's good to soak up at least sizable number before you start so that you are starting on the right footing. That don't mean that you are some of you have been drafting your essay, you are still here. So this is ongoing. But before you start, you want to read and get the gist. This is what this thing's about. These are the things that I need. This is how I'm going to position myself. Then you start writing. But that doesn't mean you don't go back to that step and just visit if you need be. Then you draft. You write your first draft. This is very important. You want to complete the main application page. You want to use star or SAR for star is situation, task, action, result. If you're trying to describe what happened, this is what happened, this is what needed to be done, this is what I did, this was the result. And you want to ensure that 70% of your write-up is around action and result. There's no point over stressing the situation or the task. There's no value in that. The real value is that what did you do? What was the result? So when you even use star, you can't split them 25%. You want to do 70% on action and result. Just 30% lay the foundation. This is what happened, this is what needed to be done, this is what I did, this was the result. Or you can use SAR, situation, action, result, which is more concise, and spend 70% again on action and result. That way, you are focusing on what matters. And it's a storytelling framework that ensures that you are coherent. You're not just scattered, and your thought is forced to be coherent. And I think there is recommended on their page. You can also check. Again, these are personal opinions, so take them with accountability. Write very simple language. Quantify your work. You want to ensure you are quantifying everything you're saying. Percentage. You can say that I improve. What does that mean? What do you improve? You improve it by 15%. That led to saving five work days over a month period of time. Now I understand that what you've done, improved the whole system by 15%, and by so doing, you've saved 5 days of work out of 20 days. That's impressive. Because time is life and people pay for time. So I understand your work now. So all your work has to be, you have to, you don't have to force it, but you want to pick stories or scenarios that make it easy for you to show the impact by quantifying your work. And use words efficiently, because now you have just that should be used words efficiently. Apology for the typo. That should be for from 500 to 300. You have lesser word now. You don't want to no vague word, no redundant word. Every word, every phrase must add a value. must be adding something to the narrative. Your unique story is your superpower and your edge. Some people want to like, give me your previous essay, get people essay. See, these guys, this is what they do. They've been reading this essay. If they read your essay and you're sounding like someone they've read before, they just toss it away. In my own opinion, that's what I think. Because now, but when you're unique, nobody talks like you, nobody thinks like you, nobody have your life experiences, right? When you write your unique story, you stand out. So I discourage the habit of people getting essay, and because the moment you see people essay, especially if they secure a scholarship, your brain cannot think outside that box, because your brain that if person secure this award and they approach their leadership and say, let me help, you already shortchange yourself, because now that's a known part. Someone have read that essay 1 year ago, and it's just subconscious. It's just that this thing does not. If something is new, you just know. It's not that they will remember all the essay. If you are reading 1,000 essay or even 500 or 200, you may not remember everything. But you can sense something that sounds similar, right? So your unique power, if you layer this approach on your unique story, your output will be different. You know, your output will be different. Your output will be different. So just use the approach. Don't go. I mean, I strongly recommend don't go get people's essay, so that be ignorant in this case of other people that say it's a bliss. But don't be ignorant of what they are looking for and the approach. But you don't need to, if you over-induce yourself with reading people's essay, it can affect the way you start. You might start sounding like them. You want to sound like yourself, a new sound that you've never seen or heard before, in your own unique way, within the ambient of the process. That's what you want to do. Because that's what I did. I didn't read anybody else's. I just used the approach. I spent a lot of time on that knowledge soaking, and that's where this framework evolved out from. And I've been refining it year in, year out to support people. So we're going to talk about things to consider. You talk about them briefly the other time, but the things we've talked about, but I have small robust tool to use to do that. What you want to consider when you look at your leadership, your networking, your study in the UK, why your long and short-term plan. So this is what you do when you write your first draft. Then, which is the last stage, right? You keep refining it and polishing it. See, I have like probably 10 versions or 12 versions of my essays, because I kept editing it, and I wrote this over a 6 weeks period of time. I was editing it. So different version, you keep polishing it. So grammar, accuracy, clarity must be there. You want to ensure that it's grammatically correct, stronger. You want to use stronger and weightier words. You see, you can say that I coordinated. Coordinated is very weak, or you can say, oh, I led or I spearheaded. That's a more stronger word. Or I envisioned this idea. Or I was ready for planning. Using the word planning. Planning is so cheap. I can't understand what you've done. You can say that I developed a system. That's what you've done to ensure that traffic management in the hospitals was efficiently managed, which saved doctors additional 2 hours per day. That's a more like but I planned how patients are entering the hall. That's so basic. So you want to use weightier words, stronger words that reflect leadership. Everything you are saying, you're answering one question: are you a leader? Behind every question is, are you the kind of leader we're looking for? So everything you are hammering that narrative subtly and directly. Example that's stronger. So the reason why you need this stage now, this step 3, is that when you are refining, if you think, if one of the reviewer just cut down one of your example, this example, I don't think it makes sense. You can go back to your bank and just pick another one. But if you have not done brain dumping, that will rattle you. Like you used 2 examples for your leadership, and someone reviewed it, someone that have gotten this person. I don't think this example is strong enough. You start feeling like, oh God, I have to rewrite this, that. No, you don't feel that, because you can just go back to your dumping sheet and say, what other things can I use? So that's a lifesaver, because you can always go back and pick a stronger example. Don't my opinion, too much of a spoon like a and spoil the broth, right? So you don't want to overshare your essay, and a lot of people are too much. If you have 3 scholars giving opinion, I think that's good enough. If they do a good job, that's good enough. 2 scholars, that's good enough. You can also share with people that they have experience in writing. Experienced writer, right? They can write very well. So although they are not chief scholar, they are professional writer. They know So they might not be able to change your content, but they can help you present in a more compelling way, an excellent way. Because I did that. I shared my essay with someone that she works in Q&A of a consulting firm. So she cut down the essay with precision for a consultant. And the essay came back with comments here and there. Actually, I shared with two of them. The both of them work in QA. Those ladies, they review proposal that goes to $1 million proposal and million naira proposal because the Nigerian company. So they know what they are doing when it comes to reviewing excellent writing, clarity, compelling narrative, using the right words in the right place. So they were not changing my content, but they're helping with the presentation. But the scholars were helping with the thought, the ideas that can win, the perception that can win. So it's not just scholar that can help you to review your essay. Sometimes you might have a great idea, but presentation is lacking. So you can share with experienced writer that are good. Also, you are integrating your feedback at this point. They're giving you feedback and you are integrating it. And then you want to now, if you don't have any scholar, you can, I'm going to share the checklist with you now. You can review your essay against the checklist. And the checklist is based on what you should be doing. If I'm reviewing your essay, that's what I'll be looking at. So I will share the checklist with you. So you can do self-assessment. You can review your essay, objective, and say that truly, I'm obvious, you have to be honest. Have I done this in this essay? And you can read, have you done it? If you've not done it, it's clear that you know that I have to upgrade. So if you follow that checklist, you just improve your chance. Again, obviously, it might not be exactly like someone reading it, but it's better than having that tool and you just trying to do like just winging it. Yeah. And you keep polishing your essay, and it's more advisable to submit 2 days or a day before, because that way the server is not jam-packed. Everybody in the world is trying to submit. So a day or two is just smart way to submit. I think I submitted 2 days before. Yeah. Because it's hanging, it's loading. Some people, life is very interesting. Some people submitted 30 minutes and they got the scholarship. 30 minutes to closing to the deadline. So life is very, very interesting. So that's it. So do you have any questions before I share this appraiser? Any question from what I've shared before so far, Ada? Any question, guys? Are you still with me? Yeah, go ahead, please, Donald.
Hi,
Donald,
can
I
you hear
can't
me?
hear you. Your volume is so low and faint. It sound very fainted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
All right, thank you. So I just have a couple of questions here.
Yes.
I'll just run through them. So the first one is I have an unconditional offer for a
Yes.
university already.
Yes.
So do you advise I still apply to other schools to probably have
That's Chevening's standard. They want you to apply to 3 schools with 3 courses or 3 courses in 3 schools. So I think you should check their website. So applying to 3 schools is Chevening requirements. So it's good that you have one. It's good to
okay?
have, but it's Chevening requirement as part of your essay. And I think in your essay, you need to even to make case for those schools you've applied for as part of the essay. So it's good to check. So it's good that you have one. At least you know you have to apply to 2 more. Yeah, but it's part of the
All right.
requirements of the application. So it's not optional. So you have to. But like I said, you don't need to do the application to the school now, as long as the school is not going to close before October 7th. So you can just say that these are the school I want to go to. This is the reason I will go to the school. This is what I want to do there, and put in your essay. And later, you can, when you have more time, after the essay has passed, you can then do the application. And if need be to change your school, you can change your school. And when you get to the interview stage next year, God's willing, March, April, you can inform them you've changed your school. And they will, if you can make case for why you change it, they will accept it.
All
That's
right,
how it
great. Okay,
works. Yeah.
also, I understand that some of us do not have, I mean, for my case anyway, some of us do not have some of these, like you mentioned, awards and accomplishments after graduation. So how do we make a case to make up for the awards and accomplishments we do not have after graduation? I mean,
Exactly.
for my
So
case anyway.
yes, it's you to your work, your goal is to prove your leadership. So if you don't have award or things like that, but can you prove your leadership work? How have you led? How have you led in different space? How are you leading currently in your professional space? And I will show you based on what's on the website that I've shared with you. In the checklist, you can see how are you leading, what impactful work are you doing. So there may not be plaque or any award, but you've done impactful work. You get my point? So
Okay.
your work is your leader, and it might be in social space. It has a professional space or social space, you know. So I
Yes, yes,
understand you may not have an award, but the goal is to showcase your leadership with evidence, provable evidence. Yeah. Thank you so much, Adebimpe. Any more question? Are you still there?
Yeah, I can hear you. So I have just one last question.
No worries, go ahead.
Also, yes, do you think it's advisable to apply to schools that are within our undergraduate degree, or we can, pivot to other degrees? Maybe you have an interest in something else and you want to follow that interest. So what's your
Yes,
advice on
so the goal, yeah, you're right. The goal is storytelling, right? If you can make a case for it, how what you've done in your uni connect what you are doing now, and how that connect to where you want to go, and how this new master is relevant. If you can connect it,
that?
let me give
Good.
you an hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
This again, these are all opinions. Be accountable to what you do with this information. I need to stress that I'm not speaking on behalf of Chevening. Let's say I've done data science and I've discovered now
Okay.
that wow, there are a lot of psychological issues around data science. And now I'm working like as a psychologist. I can make a case. I did data science in uni, but I found something similar that brought me to psychology. Now I want to go do psychology, or now I want to go back to advanced data science. As long as you can tell a story that makes
Okay.
sense and is compelling, that is what you want to aim for. Obviously, it's easier if your undergraduate aligned what you are doing now and it's aligned to where you want to go and the course you want to study. It's easier. Or where you are, current work you are doing, align with the course you want to study and where you want to go. It is there. It's like four things. What did you do in your what did you study in your undergraduate? What are you doing now? Where do you want to go? And how is this course you want to study will get you there? You see, it's a 4 point. So
Okay.
it has to make sense. Now, if what you studied before does not align what you are
Okay.
doing, it's easy. As long as what you are doing now and where you want to go and the cost, at least 3 points is straightforward. And you can make a case for why you left what you studied. You get my point? And why you have now sufficient
Okay.
experience to
Okay. Yeah.
do. So the goal is a storytelling, is just write something compelling. So I don't think it's just easier if those things, these 4 points are closer. That's my
All right.
perspective.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any guys, if you are ready for the self-appraiser checklist, just put yes in the chat. I want to know that nobody's cooking beans on this call. I want to be sure. Just put yes, yes, yeah. We are wrapping up soon, so I want to see yes, yes, yes. Yeah. I'm taking the question because I don't want you guys to forget your questions. Please, can we apply to the same school for 3 schools? I think it was possible during my time. Again, a lot has changed, Jay. So Jay, I will advise you to check the website. And if it's not explicitly stated on the website, you can email them. They have a contact for Nigeria and just email them and confirm. This is a very big opportunity. There's no point winging it, right? But in my time, I think it was possible. You can pick 3 courses in the same universities. And you can pick 3 different courses in 3 different universities. It was possible in my own case. For me, I picked the same course in 3 different universities. So it was possible. Well, a lot has changed. So it's just good to confirm. And then if it's not clearly stated on their website, email them. They will respond to you. Yeah, just to, okay. Any other questions? Okay, guys, you are ready. All right, I'm going to stop sharing now and bring up the self-appraiser. And then we're going to walk through that. Then I will take any other question that you may have. And that will be all for today. Okay, can you all see my screen? If you can see my screen, let me know by dropping yes, yes, yes. If you can see my screen, please. Please drop yes if you can see my screen. I'm only seeing 1 yes, so I want to know that you guys can see my screen so that you are here and you can see what I'm doing. Awesome. So this is self-appraiser. I'm going to share this link with everyone. Let me know if you can access it. I created it for you and also for other people that might want to do this. So you can use this thing to appraise your work. and help yourself. And it's going to do 70% of if I'm reading anybody's essays, right? And it's from experiences that I've had in the past and also reading even their websites, right? Again, anything here is based on opinion. Yeah. So I'm probably going to even add that to the sheet. This is based on personal opinion. It's not Chevening. So I'm going to make that edit on it so that people know that this is not from Chevening. This is just so personal opinion. Use it with full accountability. Okay, so what you want to do, general check, when you're done with your 4 essay, after your 4th draft, you want to do this. You want to check the grammar, accuracy is so important. You can ask, you can ask. In fact, you can check, you can ask someone, if you're sending this essay to someone that is not, doesn't know anything about Chevening, please, you can mute yourself so that we have serenity on the call. I could hear some sound here. Thank you. So you can ask someone, okay, you write excellently, you're a great writer and you know how to write compelling stuff, but here is my requirement. Use this requirement to review you can do that. Or you can do it yourself and say, edit grammatical accuracy, clarity, excellent sentence structure. The shorter your sentences, the better. Longer sentences are hard. People who don't have that memory bandwidth. You can write, don't write long compound statements. That's not the best way to write. Write in active voice. I did. It's not that I was, passive voice now. The goal was scored by the player. That's passive. The player scored the goal. That's active. You want to write actively, power. When you write actively, you could feel that burst of energy that even though I'm reading your essay, I could feel your energy. I could feel your energy that this person is strong. You want to give that strong feeling. Don't say that then I actualize. No. The goal was later actualized. No. You want to go active voice, confident tone. You can ask yourself, this paragraph, is this grammatically correct? Is it clear? Can I make it more clearer? Is the sentence structure excellent or is it too compound? You're writing 3 lines, 3 lines is too much. 1.5 line max, 1.5 line, shorter sentences because it's easier. Shorter sentences aid clarity and readability. Yeah. Also, every sentence you are layering has to be adding value. You have to ask yourself, if I remove this sentence from this paragraph, does it remove from the meaning? Because you have 300 words, so there's no empty words or redundant words. So content strength, you want to assess your content strength. Am I giving real example? Am I putting numbers, impact, like I gave you example before? Have numbers, impact. Use example that gives you, you can't force it. If it's not possible, you can't force it. If it's not there, you can't put it there. So pick example that give the opportunity to demonstrate your impact of your work with number, with statistic, with evidences, right? As much as possible. Do you want to replace weaker, example with stronger one? You can do these things with your 4 essay on your own without anybody helping you. Does my narrative shows uniqueness? Do I stand out or I'm just saying what everybody's saying? You can ask that this thing. Also, do you use star approach? What you are saying, is it memorable? Is it compelling? You can ask. You want to ensure that it's concise, it's persuasive, and well organized. You think about your logical flow. Your example should build up. You don't pick an example that seems very, very big, and then your second example is like it doesn't build up. You're telling a story, right? These are things you want to think about. You want to share technical requirement. Are you within the right word count? You can easily write 305 and you've now when you want to paste it inside the text, this is the application closed in 1 hour. And you want to paste it, and you just paste it there and you said 310. Now you want to cut out 10 words. And if you just delete the last 10 words, it's going to change the meaning of your essay. You're now going to spend additional 2 hours writing it. It's possible because you've managed the 300 words, but you didn't know that it's 310. Now the application is closing in 2 hours, and it's not the word limit is stopping you. It can be very frustrating. So you want to check days ahead. Am I within the word count? And then if it's possible, have I shared with, I want to check all the functionality, have I shared with all the LSE, I said LSE, Chiefness rather, that can support you. Originality, Chiefney also put it there, you don't want to use AI generated text. They put it there. So you want to show that level of originality and avoid plagiarism. You want to show that you do that. So now, does this make sense? Is it clear? I want to check the chat before I move to the next one. Well, I'm not quite sure if Udo, if I will share the recording yet, but I will share this sheet. I will edit this sheet, but I will share it now. So you guys have it. I'll figure out if I can push this to all the people that register. I will see if I can do that. But I don't want to, I've not used this platform before. This is my first time using Luma. So I'm not quite, I want to figure out that I can push that. So I just you promised to send this to us. You didn't say it. But if you can figure that out, definitely I'll send it today, tomorrow to you guys, the recording. I have nothing to audit. I have no reason to hold it. Okay. All right. All right. So if I figure out, I will share. If I can't, then probably you might not see it. So, well, I think it's something I should be able to figure out. But let's see how that goes. So this is making sense. Awesome. Thank you, Udo. All right, now, so these are the specific one. Now, you now go to the specific one. Leadership. You want to ensure that these are the things you want. See, if you do all these major ones, if you do across all these A sections, you'll have cut down 60% of things you need to review. If a scholar is reading your essay, if a scholar or a great writer is reading your essay, you will have catch 60%. But obviously, each of those sections are very unique. So based on what is on their website, you want to also ask, are you providing right example? Are you showing yourself as a leader? Are you showing impact that you've delivered? Because it's on the website. They want to see the impact. They want to see change. It's not just that. It's not leadership is not about occupying title. It's about impact. They want to see the impact, how you improve a condition. You know, networking. You want to show, have I built and leverage professional relationship? You can ask yourself, this 300 words under networking, does it really shows that I've built and leverage? You can ask, and if it's not, you want to fix it. That's a review. Because if I'm a scholar, I will go to put a comment that this part, can you do this? I'm not going to give you the answer. I can't, because I don't know your context. I will just point out gaps and suggest what you can do. But you have to hone those feedback and rework it into your essay. Because I don't know your story like yours, like you know your story. I'm coaching you. I'm not mentoring you. If I'm mentoring you, I'm doing what you have done before. Mentors have done what you've done before. They have done what you are doing currently, so they can guide you. But a coach is use frameworks. A coach can coach a cooker, a fashion designer, or a mechanic. He coaches them because he's using framework. He doesn't need to know the context. He just needs to know the tool. So what I'm doing is coaching. That's why also I advise you to reach out to scholar within your area so that they can do even mentorship beyond coaching, which will be more useful. And you want to aim for numbers, 50 and above. So 50 plus, so at least 3 or 4 will respond. At least 3 or 4 will respond. I mean, at the worst case scenario. So you want to review this. Also, career plan. How does your career, is it clear? Is it realistic? Is it measurable? Both short time and long time. And how do they address those local and global challenges, which is listed on their website? Again, it's smart to go through that website. That's why you have to read that website. And then you should show that these are the areas that are of interest to Chevening, promoting growth and prosperity, building climate resilience, strengthening security and stability, supporting inclusivity and effective society. You want to see how your essay and what you want to do tie into this key area is very, very important. And then the choices of the school that you have made, direct connection to your background. This is what I was explaining to Damnola the other time, right? Oh yeah, someone is asking question. I can't, maybe I'm mixing the name now. Sorry, apologies. Backgrounds, career aspiration, future path. You want to ensure that there's kind of alignment of why you are studying the course, where is it going to take you, how are you going to use those knowledge to make impact, those where you're coming from, what you are doing, where you want to go, the courses you want to study, and how all those things leads to impact you make, which should be both impact on local and global that aligns with Chevening. You're plotting crazy graph, guys. Very rigorous, interesting graphs. Yeah, which I say, this is where I am. This is where I'm coming from. This is where I am now. This is where I want to go. This is where I'm studying this course, and this is how this course will allow me to achieve this goal. And this goal support both Chevening local and global agenda. That's what you're trying to do. It's very, very interesting work to do, but it's very rewarding. So also, like I said, they want to know that you've done your work, your groundwork. Like, do I mention specific modules, professors, focus area? What make this course and this program unique? Why this school? Why this course? So you want to rip the course apart and find those juice, things that make it unique and why you're going there. So, wow, this person really, and there's a lot within 300 words. So you just have to be unique. You don't want to be saying verbiage, things that are obvious. Want something that is unique, insight, angle that most people won't talk from. And that's why part of the general section here is to see your uniqueness. Have I showed a clear collaboration with UK in driving local and global change? So you also need to know UK interest. Is it possible to be awarded? So I'm responding to question now. So that's a checklist. So I'm trying to respond to Yudamola's question now. Is it possible to be awarded Chevening scholarship but not receive the admission into any? Well, that would be a very rare case because Chevening is more harder than getting admission. It's easier to get admission than to get Chevening scholarship, right? So again, that's why you want to have bench. So ideally, I will have 5 schools, maybe that any of these 5 schools is good. So you have 3 schools. If anything happens, you have backup. Yeah, but it's very rare. But obviously, it might have happened before, but I've never had any of such cases, right? Okay, that's all for today. Now I'm gonna share this with you, but for you guys here, I'm gonna put the caveat after this call. But I'm going to share with you, but I know this document is going to fly around, make its way to some Chevening group and everybody will start viewing it. But I want to make it clear there in an unmistakable term that this is not from Chevening. This is a personal opinion, so use it responsibly. But here's the link, guys, for people in the room. You can access the sheet now. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. If you can access the sheet and it's not asking you for any permission, let me know. So I know that you have access to the documents. Let me know when you can access the sheets. Let me see if I can see people. Yeah, I can see people. And on the document. Awesome. Okay, so questions as we wrap this up. Question. Any questions, guys? Let me know. If you have question, let me know. Thank you, David. You can access it. Any questions? If I answer everybody's question, that's good. No questions. Go ahead, Onyidamola.
All right, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
So I wanted to ask, I'm asking you now on it, like on a
Yes.
personal notes. Out
Yes.
of the 4 essays, which one was like the most difficult for you to write?
I think is the leadership and the networking one. Because the other 2 is easy, right? If you are going to school in the UK, just make the case for why you are going to the school. Your plan for the future, make a case for the plan for the future. So you have to write it very well, but the networking and the leadership are the most because you are trying to, that's where you justify it. You answer that question. You are leading. That's why you present to the reviewer why you should be selected based on what you've done. Because the other 2 is what you want to do. But people are going to ask you, what have you done so far? You get my point. So I think that's one that I spend the most time. And those are the tools that you use, the tool you will use most of your experiences, and all those brain dumping will be very useful for.
All right, thank you. And I have one in the chat box, please check it.
Oh, okay, I'll see. Thank you. Any other question? Any other question? No, then. Let me see. How important was professional experience compared to academic? Yes, professional experience is very important, given that even some of their recent update that they want that 2,800 hours. So it's good to showcase strong professional experience beyond just excellence in academic. But obviously, academic excellence is impressive every day, any day, anytime. It's just that it can't just be the only one, right? Yeah, yeah. So it's very. So I would say professional experience, not professional experience. Professional is about leadership impact. You can have 5 years of experience, but you can't articulate. And someone might just spend 1 year in a startup company, and she has done so much, or he has done so much. So it's not just professional experience, but leadership impact, professional in the professional space, because they are saying they want to count experience after graduation. So even though you've turned water to wine during your uni, it might not really matter, right? Again, these are all personal opinion. You should read the um, the brief on the website very well, and you make your own interpretation. And if it's not that clear, you can email them the response. You can ask them questions. They're very, very accessible, so that you're not gambling it. Yeah, thank you. Any other question? I think I see another question. I heard that you speak about the use of AI. You encourage. Yes, yes. Now you can. Perplexity is a research tool, so you can use AI to do research. Like the person was asking me then that about list of schools, right? So instead of you looking at a website, you can check, ask, Paris, list the school that offer these courses. It's different from using it to write your essay, right? The person is trying to decide which school she should select, right? She should consider. So that's what I think you can use it for. But in your essay, based on their website, it's not encouraged. Does that make sense? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I have a sense that we've done justice to all the questions. Um, well done, everyone. Is a very courageous thing to want to take this step to be a Chevening scholar, and I'm rooting for you all. Don't be a stranger. Let me see if I can drop my LinkedIn page. Let's connect. It's been a very busy season. I've tried to review some essays. Unfortunately, I won't be able to review personal essay, but like I said, if you use this tool, you will really make a good. It's going to take you. It's going to help. It's going to help. Obviously, like I said, do what works for you. Do what you're convinced about. Do it based on your own conviction, because obviously, and it's not. It's not. I'm not speaking on behalf of Chevening. I would have loved to review everybody I say, but I won't be able to. So please, I've shared my link. My LinkedIn page. Let's connect, don't be a stranger. And I'm looking forward to connect with all of you guys. I'm seeing another question. Just give me a sec so I can respond. I'll respond now. Okay. Let me see the question. Is it okay to use abbreviation? No, it's not okay, Udo. It's better to write in full. I will drop my Instagram. You can connect with me on Instagram. If time permits, I might share more resource or more ideas this month on Instagram. So it might be good to stay in touch. Again, you guys are already leaders doing this, just conceiving this, because this is you're envisioning your future. You're considering different paths that will take you there. So I respect you all. I'm rooting for you. It's going to be an incredible time, and I'm wishing you all guys all the best. Like I said, I will see if I can push this recording session to all applicants that sign up for these events. If that's possible, I will do that as soon as possible today, tomorrow. But in the meantime, I think your this tool will be useful. Let me also, yeah, I think that's all for now. We're good to go. All right, guys. Have a fantastic evening. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Yeah, so sorry, Martins, about that. Obviously, you can start. Yes, you have a lot of knowledge now and time to prepare. Yes, no worries, Martins. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Well done. Enjoy it. Bye, everyone. You're welcome, Daniel. Welcome. Well done, Jacob. Ife, thank you. Udo, I can see you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Wishing you all the best. Yes, I will receive all the. Yes, it's good to connect with all scholars. That will be good. Yes, so guys, you can see all your other colleague, other applicant here. Please connect. Let's stay in touch. Like I said, it's a teams game. Don't do it alone. Thank you so much, Damilola. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Igwe. Ogeshuku. Thank you. I think about 2 hours on this call. That's a good investment of time. Yes, yeah. Thank you, Kolawole. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Bye.